Hi there. Today is Sunday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, 2019. I have no idea what time it is. I think it's 4 something or 5 something. Um, Let me see. What can I tell you? I'll be singing at an open mic tonight. I think because of Cinco de Mayo, I'm going to sing bilingual versions of Bésame Mucho and Solamente una vez. And I think I'll do Don't Go Changing as a middle song. So I usually do my open mics at the 6B Lounge at 6B Beacon Street in Boston. That is next to the Emmett's Irish Pub. I think they're both related. And by the Steakhouse. I updated, but I received a phone call from DC regarding the job this past Thursday, because I hadn't heard from them in a month, and I know that I had been investigated, so you know, you always have the fear of, oh my gosh, are things going forward, what's going on? Anyway, so yes, I am to fly to DC on June 4th for 2 days for a physical and a polygraph examination. So I guess things are going forward, and it's frightening, but there it is. I wanted to know, so the thing is that during this trip, I think I will have more certainty as to when it is that I'm leaving and when it is that I have to start looking at apartments and stuff. Maybe not, maybe that'll wait, but you know, as much as I want to know because the uncertainty is horrendous, it's also very scary because it means that it's really going forward. But it will certainly be nice to make a fresh start and take what I have, what I'm currently learning during my recovery and what I learned during treatment to new heights. But I really wanted to update you on something that happened, which it's going to seem a little odd. You may be following YouTubers, people that interest you for whatever reason. I follow YouTubers that have impressed me for some reason. Some of them investigate cold cases. Some of them are just channels that I follow because of themes that interest me and whatever. I also follow some people that have physical chronic illnesses, and you may think, my gosh, Morbo. Well, not really. I have learned a lot. I knew about cystic fibrosis, but I have learned a lot about what those people go through and the courage it takes and high maintenance it takes to make it through their days. I did not know of the existence of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, of POTS, of dysautonomia, of gastroparesis, so many chronic illnesses that require daily maintenance, constant medical care, and that compromise your immune system, your ability to heal properly. And one of the first people that I got to meet via YouTube, because I never knew her, was Jacqueline Isabel Beckwith, Jackie. Her channel is called Chronically Jackie, Jaquie. And Jackie, I liked her videos because they were very informative. She had all these posts about, because she had many chronic illnesses, and she explained each from a theoretical standpoint, and also how each condition related to her and to her own life and to her husband and her friends and family and all that. She took us through her good days and bad days, her strengths, her vulnerability, her ability to face fear, her strong faith in God, her slogan, as it were, which was, we keep moving forward, we keep moving forward. And she always took life as an adventure. She always, at the end of each video, used to say, good night and thanks for joining us in our adventure. Last year had been a particularly difficult year for her health-wise, but she had actually gone back to college. She was only 23. She had gone back to college. She could go physically, so she went online, took online courses. And this year things were looking up for her, actually. Another illness that I did not know about is mast cell, which is when you react to various things, to smells, tastes, to different medications, and it was very chronic in her case. But then these past few weeks, her health began deteriorating and she was hospitalized, but not to the point where she couldn't vlog. She vlogged until what unfortunately was her end. She passed away 5 days ago on April 29th, which was a Monday. And from what I see, her last posting was on Easter Sunday, April 21st. And she did not really deteriorate to the point of her having to be transferred to another hospital until Friday the 26th. I bring this up, which may seem random, because her death was not something that anyone expected. I mean, her condition was not at the moment life-threatening. It was certainly life-limiting. But she was completely sharp and awake and coherent, and she always communicated really well. She always spoke clearly. She was very well spoken. And this was not supposed to happen. And I know the Christian believes. I'm a Christian, and you know, you can say she's with the angels now, and God called her home, and her work was done. I beg to differ. I don't think her work here was done. She had so much to say, so much to do, and so much to give. I don't want to use the word inspirational because many of them hate that word. I hate that word when it's used in regards to me. I'm just going to say that her message, her strong faith, her ability to overcome so much and remain optimistic, all that resonated with me so much, especially after all I've gone through. And then my treatment in the last 5 months of last year, my recovery currently, my future, which is at the same time uncertain and at the same time what could very well be the experience of a lifetime. But it just seems to me that she just had so much more to give. I saw so many posts filled with grief and shock. She had a big community of viewers, not only in the chronic illness community, but also outside of it. I mean, I am blessed to be physically healthy, but I was interested in learning about those things. It's important. Her whole idea was to spread awareness. And she did such a good job about it. And she was not full of herself. She was very down to earth. She wasn't afraid or ashamed to cry if she had to, and to let you know what was going on, and to explain things. And it's just very bizarre and troublesome that just when things seemed to look up for her, just when things seemed to be moving in the right direction, she just had to die. And the thing is, this is not the first time I hear of this. I mean, I've heard of a few people who had gone through so much pain in whatever capacity, and then things seem to settle and stabilize, and boom, something happens that just messes everything up. And of course, I think of me, and I think of me having gone through so much, then going through treatment, now going through recovery, having to work so hard, then going through this, you know, future in DC, which looks so promising and looks to be a fresh start. And, you know, I know there is no certainty. I know there is no point in worrying or ruminating or catastrophizing, but I'm human. And I guess I worry, well, the same thing is going to happen to me. It happened to such a beautiful young lady like Jackie, and, you know, who's to say that it's not going to happen to me? And that's right. Who's to say? Who's to say that it's not going to happen to any of us? You know, we hear about all those mass shootings and all that stuff. Those people did not know that their lives were going to end. Maybe their lives were crummy and were just looking up finally, and they were getting a break, and boom, just destiny or fate took it away. And it is hard. It just hit home. So I grieve for Jackie, even though I never knew her. I don't know if you have some YouTubers that you feel so close to, you know, so connected to, that if, God forbid, something were to happen to them, you feel sad for them. I certainly feel sad for her. She and her husband had just closed on a new home. They lived in an apartment, and they had just closed. In fact, the closing had to be done at the hospital because Jackie had been there for a few weeks, and they had just closed. Like, she had not even done the walkthrough through the house, all finished and whatever. I mean, it's just very sad because it was the beginning of a new life for both of them. And so I grieve for her, and I grieve for my worries because I know that they don't serve me well. But I mean, this happened to her, it can happen to me, and it can happen to anyone. And it's just, sometimes I question this whole thing of, well, God called her home, or God decided that her time was up, or because, my gosh, it just seems so wrong. It just seemed so unfair to her, to her family, to her hopes and dreams. I mean, all she wanted was to live a life without pain, the physical pain that she always felt. And so her message resonated with me a lot. Her faith in God resonated with me a lot, especially since as much as I am trying to keep it, especially through this recovery, you know, it's fledgling sometimes. So I was so moved by her story and her life. And instead of worrying and catastrophizing, what I should do is try to keep that message alive and try to do things to strengthen my own faith and lead my life. But it is very sad. I cried. I still can't believe it. If you are interested in watching any of her videos, her channel is called Chronically Jackie, Jaquie. There are many channels about chronic illness, and before you say that that is bullshit, it is not. These illnesses have been documented. It's just that, like she said, there is just not enough awareness of it or about it. Anyway, just wanted to tell you where I am emotionally and my journey. It also highlights the fact that I could be more open in my videos about my stuff, about some things that I've been dealing with, and more open, just like she was just so open, so transparent, which made her very real, very credible. She wasn't faking, you know, and you could tell that she was not faking. Rest in peace, Jackie. May we all pray for each other, help each other, strengthen each other. give each other hugs, whatever we can do. This world is just so sad at times, and you never know when life ends, and oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I have to get ready for my open mic tonight, in which, given Cinco de Mayo, I'm gonna sing 2 songs in Spanglish and 1 in English, so I better practice. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye!